first round of the NBA playoffs can sometimes be a little bit rough. You get all excited that the postseason is finally here and then have to sit through 2 weeks of blowouts. It's kind of like waiting for an hour to be seated at a restaurant, only to sit down and find out you've got some sort of sad, limp shrimp cocktail waiting for you. It's bad. It's not good. I'll admit, I was worried that this would be more true than ever this year. I mean, in a normal postseason, we see some teams 1-2-3 Cancooning it once they get down a game, right? This year, when guys have been trapped in a bubble for 2 months, yeah, my hopes were not high. But boy, what a first round it has been. Damian Lillard's Blazers uniform might as well have been a superhero costume. Carmelo Anthony showed us grace. CJ McCollum showed us grit. Dallas's Luka Doncic brought us magic. Philadelphia and Joel Embiid brought the soap opera level drama, right? And we had Markelle Fultz take another step on his redemption journey while Jimmy Butler got into it with, well, nearly everyone on the court for the Pacers. And oh man, the Thunder and Rockets. Tonight we get a Game 7 where one of the best point guards in the history of the game will try to knock out the team that left him on the discard pile a year ago with 2 former MVPs on the other side. It could be epic, although those teams will have to put in some work to live up to last night's Jazz Nuggets Game 7, which itself was a whole thrill ride. Most of that series had been dominated by the team's guards. In fact, Donovan Mitchell and Jamal Murray scored more combined points in that series than any other opposing players in the 74-year history of the NBA playoffs. Crazy. But last night, we also got a reminder of how much the big men could do. Some exceptional play from both Nikola Jokic and Rudy Gobert. By the time the fourth quarter came around, both teams were exhausted, which led to this wild sequence that started with a beautiful turnaround hook by Jokic. It looked like Mitchell would have a chance to even the score on the other end, but instead, Gary Harris strips the ball. And that should have been it. There were less than 10 seconds on the clock. The Nuggets should have just dribbled it out. Instead, Jamal Murray passed the ball to Torrey Craig, who misses the layup. He gives the Jazz one more shot. That fell to Mike Conley. And now, before I show you the end of the highlight, well, take a look at this photo. After Conley launches the ball, Donovan Mitchell's arms go up in the air. He is ready to celebrate. Of course, it didn't quite work out that way. Instead, Conley launches. The ball hits the rim twice, and it does not go in. Mitchell couldn't believe it falling to the ground. And then, because this is the kind of series it has been, the first one over there to pick him up and console him was Murray. Afterward, Jamal Murray spoke to our Scott Van Pelt.
You guys win and you get to keep going, but what's Coach Malone going to say to you about that situation where you got the lead and the ball? You don't need a bucket, man. Just dribble around.
You know what? I don't want to talk about it. It's over. I don't want to talk about it. So many bad things happened on that play. Let's just Clippers, man. Clippers in a few days. Let's just think about that.
Let's just think about that. With the win, the Nuggets became only the 12th team in NBA history to come back and win.